Good morning, this is 𝗕𝗨𝗚𝗟𝗗, Behind the Build, episode 46. So I'm back from a nice little break with just my wife actually. We're really lucky, we've got amazing grandparents, well, 3 amazing grandparents who really like step up and help us out, and it's amazing just to get away and just recharge. I'm someone that's absolutely rubbish with holidays. Basically, this holiday was planned for probably about a month and a half, and honestly, from the minute we booked it to the minute we got there, I had this anxious feeling in my stomach the whole time, and I get that every holiday, and I think it's something to do with just letting go, just really letting go of the business and letting go of everything that's happening back at home. But also, I just miss work. It's so weird, honestly. From someone that was like a massive underachiever at school to be in a position now where I absolutely adore working hard. It's mad. But I'm back, and going off the comments from yesterday's video that Alex was at the wheel of, sounds like some of you guys wish I wasn't, but no, thanks so much to Alex. Obviously you guys have only known Alex as long as these videos have been out, but for him to do what he's doing now, it's so alien to him. Like, he's probably one of the most reserved introverts I've ever met, but he's really coming out of his shell, and I actually think he's enjoying it. But the knowledge he's giving out is unbelievable. Like, if I was trying to get into property all them years ago when I was trying to get into property, to have that kind of access to knowledge free of charge, it's unbelievable. And these people that are paying all these so-called like property experts thousands of pounds to learn something that we're basically giving out for free. But yeah, legend for doing that. So I'm on my morning walk. I know I've took you on one of these before, haven't I? But yeah, just good to get out and just blow off the cobwebs and have a good think. Try and set the week up. Got such a busy week at the moment. The pressure is on massively. On Project 849, that one is such a tight programme that I thought there was a massive dog behind me then. It's such a tight programme that literally every day has to mean something, and by the first week in September we got a little bit of wriggle room. We got to the second week, but basically by that week there, the client will be down and they'll be setting the properties up, but really there'll be students at the door with the parents waiting to move in. So we really, it's like a hard deadline we cannot overrun. And it just, this time of year, as much as I love August and the summer and stuff like that, it's always tainted slightly because I know I've got these hard deadlines. Oh, my arm's aching. But I actually find that like tough deadlines really focus a team, and you actually perform better, and our margin is actually always better when we've got a hard deadline. It's one of them, isn't it? If you say to someone you've got as long as you need, then you'll take as long as you need. Whereas if you put a hard deadline in place, then it becomes that little bit more focused and you just know you've got to get it done. But my team, like Sean, Craig, Wayne, the guys that are over on that job now, Dave, Mackenzie, who you met in the last video, there's loads there, Warren, Terry. These guys like have been there and done it for us for years. Like we've been working for this client for getting on for 14 years, probably 15 years nearly now, and it's always the same way. You never get enough time, but it's just the way the academic like sort of period works. Students go and then students come in, and it's non-negotiable. So they've worked with bigger contractors than us, and they've stuck with us because we've never let them down, because we'll literally put our bodies on the line. Like, I've been in situations where it's not been healthy I'm just going through a tunnel. Echo. But having those like range of key clients like that, where you've never let them down, and they come back every year, you don't have to pay to win them. There's no marketing. Your marketing is doing a good job, and always being there to help, like caring about their business as if it was our business. That's what's got us the success that we've managed to have. So yeah, we literally cannot let them down, but the pressure is intense on all the guys. But they're veterans, like I said. I go as far as saying they're sort of experts in delivering. Like I say, Sean, Bizzle, who you've met, and Terry, those ones, they've been on it since we started working. They've been on it since we started working with this client, so they know exactly what's involved, and they care about this business like it's their business too, like I've mentioned before. You know, particularly like Terry, my uncle. He's been working with me since, I think, the third week we set this up, when it was the Domestic Genius. So we're in safe hands, but the pressure's still on. So I don't sleep very well during this time of year, so I just get up, get at it, and try to affect things. Which just reminds me, I need to ring the office. Back in a minute. So there you go, that's an example of how things can evolve quickly. Just got onto the office there and found out one of the Grab drivers is off with toothache. I actually spoke to him, and he sounds in a bad way. He's not slept all night, so we've got a lot on Grabs and deliveries wise today, so we're gonna have to adjust. When we set the Grab side of the business up, I thought early on I need to make sure I've got covers, so I put a couple of existing guys on Grab courses, and I actually recruited another HGV. Jesus, someone's getting attacked there. It's another HGV driver, so we've got strength in depth actually, so we've managed to rearrange the schedule and get it done. But it just shows how nimble you've got to be. You know, you want to offer all these trades and services, but actually being able to deliver them and execute them consistently and not let people down is hard. It's like I always see vans and tradesmen that say, or plumbers for example, that say 24/7, but actually offering a 24/7 service, honestly, it's next to impossible, and make money from it, because you need people on standby, operationally ready, but then you need people to cover them people in case the person you've got on call, it brings in sick or anything like that. So yeah, I say a lot of people do that. They offer a 24-hour call out. I'm thinking, actually, can you consistently 7 days a week, 365 days of the year, offer a genuine 24/7 call out? You know what? Probably not. It's so hard. I've tried it, and we've been established for a long time, but it's so hard, so we don't bother anymore. And I find that if you just explain that to people, they don't hold it against you. Say, look, we just can't offer that level of service, because there's nothing worse than over-promising and under-delivering. My wife tells me that all the time. So it's better to under-promise and over-deliver. But yeah, busy day today. Hope you don't mind these little intimate walks. I feel like I can just offload. I'm a lot more active and sharp in the mornings. A lot more I want to say. Do some of my best thinking on a walk or in the shower. I've come up with some of the best ideas. Honestly, I can remember them like they were yesterday. I remember once when I came up with this idea for a spreadsheet to help us price. This is before we had estimating software and estimators and all that lot. But I came up with a sheet, and it was like literally in the shower. It was like a light bulb moment, and I got up and I couldn't stop thinking about it. And I wrote the whole sheet on Excel, and I'm not an expert in Excel or anything, but I just watched YouTube videos and learned. And that sheet probably changed the game. I remember thinking once, that sheet's probably made us £2.5 million, because I just couldn't price that type of work without some kind of system. So yeah, I remember it was more for like decorating side and like refurbishment. This is years ago, and I remember I like worked out how long and how much it cost us to paint a square meter, and then I basically pro-rated it. And this sheet would like tell you exactly how many hours it'd be. It'd tell you exactly how much undercoat you'd need, how much emulsion you need, how much filler, because it made allowance for making good. And honestly, we hadn't got a contract with a housing association, and we'd just go in, I would measure the rooms, and bang it into sheet, and there's the price. It was brilliant. I think I called it deck calc. We don't use it anymore because we've got Danny, the man that's too good looking to be on camera. But yeah, it's little things like that when your mind's fresh and your mind's active. But yeah, gonna get back now, get in the shower and attack this week. I'm so excited about being back in work. Absolutely love it. Honestly, I've got butterflies in my stomach. It's crazy, innit? Need to catch up with my mate Dave as well. Me and Dave from D&J, we literally speak to each other 3 or 4 times a day now. It's become a really good friend. And I think just because we've got similar problems and similar ambitions, and we just love growing our businesses. So yeah, looking at his video, I think he had a tough week last week, so I'm going to ring him and give him a bit of counselling, I think. But yeah, catch you in a bit. So I'm back, and it's good to be back. Our kids here, yes lad, and everything is flying. TB is on a client call, boxing off some drawings for someone. Dale's here, everyone's wearing shorts because the weather is. Danny's pricing jobs. The business is still in one piece when I've been on holiday, which is amazing. Oh yeah, look at this. This has come whilst I've been away. Look at that. So, you know you're doing all right on YouTube when the main man, Gary Sides, makes you some bespoke artwork. You might remember he's the guy with the massive arms that spent the day was at Hillhead. What a legend that guy is. Well, anyway, look what he's done. Talented guy. He's done one for Dave. He's done one, I think, for Welder Faber, and now he's done one for us. So cheers, Gary. You're a legend, and we appreciate all your amazing feedback. What a top guy he is. So yeah, I'm back. Honestly, it's like I don't even need to be here. I love it. Apparently, KTM just told me the boys are smashing it. Boys and girls, actually, are smashing it on Project 849. Let's go there and see where we're up to on that. So, I'll be honest, whilst I was away, I was relaxing, but I was also keeping my eye on things. We've got cameras installed at all of our units, at the yard, here at HQ. We've also got them on some of our bigger sites, and we've got our project management pieces of software, which basically keeps me bang up to date. Now, I've got those camera systems not because I don't trust people, it's just because there's security, and also I am a bit of a micromanager. It's something I need to work on. But what I've just found out is one of the vans has got a braking issue. Apparently, Glyn, one of our lads, can hear binding on one of the wheels. He's working on Project 849. So we've dispatched Dale right now with some bits to assess it and hopefully try and sort it. That's the beauty of having our in-house mechanic, Dale. So off he goes.
Hello, so been called out to a breakdown on one of the vans. One of our fleet vehicles, the front caliper is leaking brake fluid somewhere, so just been shown a few pictures. So I'm just going to head out now. I took a few things with me. I'm just trying to figure out what's up with it. The van has been there a day. So yeah, it needs sorting rapid. So yeah, I'll get down there and get it sorted. So this is the call out I've just been to. Basically the pads, well, fail of the driver telling me that it needs something. You can obviously tell, well, you should think you should be able to tell that you've got to hear something, but the technically the pad has come out, which was using the caliper against the disc, because the pad's got that low. It then sheared the bolts off the caliper, in which the caliper was actually held on by the wheel. So it was a complete write-off. It was so lucky that, you know, he was here and safe, so I've managed to just catch it, you know, before anything bad went wrong. But yeah, it's had to have a full new caliper hanger and disc pads on both, well, disc and pads on both sides, but full setup on this side. So timed it right, but obviously not what we want. But we've caught it and sorted it out, so nice and fresh, and get it back on the road. It's been off the road for a couple of days. It's been waiting on parts, but yeah, got there in the end and got it sorted.
So coming back to obviously the letters that only I can open, the private and confidential ones, and look, quite a few from our friends at His Majesty's Revenue and Custom. Nothing too bad. We got a late payment on one of them. I don't know how that slipped through the net, but we'll sort it. One is, ooh, that's a tasty one. Another bill, just knock the bin over. Another bill, nothing, they don't write to you with anything nice, do they? But nothing major, nothing that we can't handle. But yeah, even though I've only been off for a few days, I've got a mountain of paperwork I need to get through. We're getting geared up to start on the 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗗𝗓 job. That's starting in a few weeks. We'll mobilise on that. So the guys just want me to check a few things off on that so we can hit the ground running there. We've had some price increases for the aggregates that we're supplying, which is a bit annoying because I've spent ages building all the systems out with the up-to-date pricing. But people tell me that's just how it goes in the aggregate game, where prices change. So we've got to amend our prices. And guess what? They're going up, which is annoying because we're only just trying to win people over. I need a security update on my car, which is good because apparently it's really easy to steal. So yeah, just catching up really, taking off a few bits, checking a few bits and pieces. But basically the boys have kept the business flying. It's like I don't even need to be here anymore. Got Alex basically, who's better than me on camera now, taking over the episodes, and the guys in the office running the show. I'm not needed anymore. Maybe I need a new purpose in life. Anyway, that's it for a busy little Monday. I'll see you back in the morning. Morning, it's Tuesday, so I've come down to project 849. It's been a while since I visited actually, really. I should be coming down a bit more, but Charlotte, our project manager, is across this, but she was obviously in the bump in the Navara, which is now gone. It's gone forever. So I said my little goodbyes to it this morning and it's gone, but I'm trying to cover for a bit, so I thought I'd come down and see how the guys are doing. To be honest with you though, I'm not in a great mood today. I don't know if you guys have seen what's happened in Southport with them poor little babies, and it's basically Jay, my brother, his son, he lives in Southport, and some of the kids are from his school, and he's booked in to go to that place on Thursday to a dance class, and it's so grim. I mean, I'm just like, last night, because I've got kids, I've got a 10-year-old girl, she loves Taylor Swift, goes to holiday club and stuff, and I was just bawling my eyes out all last night. And then obviously to find out that my nephew Luca goes to that actual place just made it so real. It's grim. I'm really struggling for enthusiasm today. You just think like, nothing's important, is it? Like nothing, as long as your kids are happy and healthy, and just them poor kids, can't get out of my head, to be honest. It really is affecting me today, but need to crack on because got a lot to do. But just sending out so much sympathy and condolences to those people, and wish there was something we could do. I really do. But yeah, try and crack on. Let's go and have a look round. So first impressions are, and this feeling never gets old for me, seeing just all of our vans on site. This is just some of them, to be honest. Obviously we've got a lot of subcontractors as well, but we've got a real core team on the ground obviously you're getting to know some of these people. Tim's here, Timmy Magic. We managed to get him over here. OG legend. But yeah, it's mega. I'm still deciding which livery I love the most. I mean, that van's battered now. It's one of the oldest ones we've got, but we've got the newer stuff as well. But see that one there, I think that's like more just simple and effective, but I do like the artwork, and that one there has got quite a modern touch. Let us know what you think, which one, whether you like the new one or the older one. That one's really colour faded now, to be honest, but I love them both, to be honest. I might still do a mix of both, but let's go and have a look. Just bumped into Alex. So this is my cousin Alex. You might have seen him once or twice before. Alex is now full-time with the company, aren't you?
I am.
So what, have you got a degree in physics or something, haven't you?
Yeah, physics.
But he just thought that that kind of lifestyle, sat behind a desk, just wasn't for you, really, wasn't it?
It wasn't.
And so, yeah, he's come to work for us. So what we're going to do, this is kind of a role that we've not had before. We're going to train him up across lots of parts of the company. We're going to literally expose him to all different bits, aren't we? And then maybe find a bit of a specialism, maybe find something that he enjoys the most. But we're literally going to pair him up with some of our sort of specialists and get him experience. We're going to train him up in the yard, going to get his digger tickets. We're going to maybe even get him doing HGV, surface repair, put him with the joiners, who knows. Right. How are you finding it up to now?
Yeah, it's great. You
look the part.
More manual stuff, that's what I need.
Oh, you're sweating as well, aren't you? That means you're grafting.
I was going to say, you've got to put a graft in, haven't you?
Yeah.
But yeah, loving it, to be fair.
It's a good job this to get your teeth into to start, really, isn't it?
Yeah, there's so much going on.
Yeah. But it's good, obviously, his family as well, so that makes it important. But we're going to literally make him like a multi-skilled operative. We're going to try and get him, because I genuinely believe that the people that do the best in the building industry are the ones that can do quite a lot of stuff. So I want to, you've got to make yourself indispensable. So that's what we're going to try and do with yourself. Oh, yeah. Anyway, back to work, son.
Of course.
Right, let's go and see what's happening. So yeah, got Uncle Terry down here doing a little bit of welding. Dale obviously does most of our welding these days, but Uncle Terry can weld also. What we're doing, we're making bespoke lintels. So you've got, if you see here, you've got a corner detail where it's almost like the window is floating in the corner. Now you can buy a lintel off the shelf from Catnick. However, the lead time's 6 to 8 weeks and we just haven't got that. So we're actually fabricating these lintels on site. So essentially we've got flat plate. So the plate will lap over onto the outer course and pick the brick up, and then we've got a steel sat behind the plate like that, if you like, if you see that, and that'll obviously carry the structural element of the roof, etc. And then we'll have a post coming down from the corner going up, and that'll pick up the corner of the roof and the brickwork. But essentially, once you wrap the two windows around it, you'll put cladding to hide the steel, insulate it, and cladding to hide the steel, and essentially you get a really nice detail where it looks like the window is just floating into the corner. If you can look, we actually did it on this previous scheme over there. It's a really nice detail, something that the architects have spec. Really, they probably didn't realise the amount of time that we've lack of time we've got on these projects. So it's all well and good having these really nice details, but to actually put them into action in a really tight programme is hard work. But luckily, because we've got the high skill set on site, or the varied skill set within our team, we can just make it happen. So we've signed the detail off with building control, we've got our engineer to design it, so we're going to make it all ourselves, and I think we've done one already, and then we're making the second one now, but Uncle Terry will just crack on and get these done. What we've got here, the boys have cracked on, put the steels in, which is the opening into the existing house. You crack on, boys. So what we've had done, this weird, obviously you'll see cables from the first fixer here now. Obviously you wouldn't normally do that. You get this extension built and done and then do your first fix through, but because we're so up against it, we've first fixed the whole rest of the house and we've had to coil up the cables here ready for when the roof goes on. We're doing this kind of in the wrong order, but we've had to adapt and evolve because we've got so little time. Obviously this is done now. We're just, Andy here is just infilling the brickwork above the steels. We could probably take this needle away soon. So I don't know how you guys or what you guys know about propping, but this method here is a bit old school. It's needling. So we've sent steels through and then we've picked this side up with a prop which basically supports the brickwork above, so you can put your structural steel work in below. But yeah, we're doing really well. The brickies are smashing it, to be fair. They're at shoulder height pretty much on all 4 plots. So I reckon by the end of this week we'll be at wall plate, which means we can start getting the roofs on. So I've come inside one of the plots now, and what I've noticed, which I think you guys saw before, stairs are here from preferred joinery. And what I love about that is that we're totally self-sufficient. We put this order in with Preferred last week, and basically 2 of the sets of stairs are built on site, ready to be fitted this week. This is why I love owning the process. We are not reliant on any external supplier, although we have got external suppliers. If there's a company I use locally, Prefer we're too busy, I could use someone called Darcy Joinery locally. They've worked with us for years and never let us down. So yeah, having a nice mix of being able to look after ourselves and having suppliers that can supply for us is amazing. But yeah, come through, let's keep going. Yeah, so I've just come into this room here, and this is basically typical of where we're at the site at the moment. The sparks have been in, all the first fixes in, the back boxes are in, and the windows are in, which is amazing. So they were in week 3, which is for us, knowing where we need to be on this program is great. And we actually lost quite a bit of time early on in the build, on the dig, on the extension, because there's a lot of issues with the utilities. But what we've done as well, pretty much everywhere we've used fire check board. Now on HMOs, there's a lot of fire regs, and there's places where you don't need to use fire check board, but we just choose to do it for speed, so there's no issues. Yeah, it's a little bit more expensive and it's a little bit harder to work with, but we just rather do it so there's no chance that we'll use the wrong board in the wrong place. So pretty much everywhere we've used pink fire check board. But yeah, I'm pleased with where we're up to. Again, this is basically now ready to be bonded out, plasterers to come in, which is brilliant. So I'm up on the first floor here now, and obviously as you can see, the stairs are not in yet. It's hard because really we want to get the stairs in, but at the moment we're still doing a bit of structural work up here, and it means we're lumping blocks up, sand, cement up and down. It's a bit messy, so we'll probably just hold off that a little bit longer so we don't wreck our lovely new staircase. But they'll be going in this week, but it's coming on loads. I know these jobs back to front, and I know where we need to be, and I feel like we're pretty much exactly where we should be to have a chance of trying to get these delivered in the time we've got. So I'm in one of what will be a bedroom. It feels quite small at the moment, but once it's painted, it'll feel bigger. This is basically set to the exact meterage that this room needs to be to comply with the HMO regs for this council, which is Salford City Council. So yeah, I mean, this one's actually way in, to be fair. But what I'm buzzing to see is we've got plaster on the wall, which again is a brilliant milestone. We can now start second fixing in here and building some fitted bespoke wardrobes out of MDF, which actually Prefer they're going to do off-site, and then we're going to come in and build them on site. What you will notice though is that one wall is left unplastered. Now the reason that's not plastered, ideally the plasterers will come in here, the windows in, they'll skim the full room and then they're out of there. However, again, because of the way we need to make this project work, we're waiting for the windows to go in. What it is, the plasterers have left this because they want the windows in so they can set the reveals dot and dab, so you've got the perfect space, which is called the margin, round the frame. Otherwise they'd have to guess at it, and then you get really odd looking margins and the frame will look a little bit behind the plasterboard and stuff. So what we do is we'll leave this entire wall, get the window in, and then they'll dot and dab, they'll board the inside of these reveals and then skim into them, and then the finish will be perfect. It isn't the ideal way to work. Imagine if it was raining, it could be raining in and all sorts. But it's just the way we've got to work to make sure that this job is moving along whilst we're waiting for bits like the windows. But I think the windows are on site now. We're just waiting for the fitters to pop back and bang them in, and then this room can literally be, that wall could be skimmed, second fixes come in, second fix electrics, radiator on the wall, joinery, painters, floor layers, finished. Making noise, man. Shh. I'm trying to do a video here. Imagine this as a bracelet. So here's another example of what we've had to do. Again, you wouldn't normally work this way, but all the walls bar 2 are skimmed. However, what we've had to do here to make the layout work with the client's designs, we've made these openings a little bit bigger, so you can see where the guys have done the internal block work. They've not done the external brickwork yet because we need the slabs to be down, which they're down now, so we can build up a temporary scaffold rig to hit that. So what we're doing now is, you'll see lintels will go in here now. We've got a prop in place which is just holding up the wall plate, which carries, obviously this is a truss roof, this one I think, so it carries the trusses or something. It's not it's not really picking a lot up, but there's a prop and a strong boy in place. The steel will go in. It might get away with doing that the catnick, so there'll be a catnick lintel go in there, then we'll make it good, get the window in, and then skim off the rest of this room, and this room can then be, again, second fix. So yeah, really good progress. Doing it all in the wrong order, but it's just the way this job's got to work, and because I've done so many of these projects in these ridiculously tight programs, I know the way in which we have to work. We have to do some stuff backwards to make it work, but I'm really happy with the progress. Look, you can see as well, plumbing is first fixed, so that's ready to take the rads as soon as that's been skimmed. Some money there as well. That's our profit on the job, £2.64. So here's actually one that's nearly done. Big JB's now just pointing it up so you can see the opening's been formed, the lintel's in, and John's just now infilling with block work just to tidy it all up. This can then be boarded and skimmed while the window can go in first. Look at this though, old school crates. You don't often see that, but John, you are a bit of an old school bricky, aren't you, John? Old? No, you're not that old, mate. So yeah, more progress. So now you can see exactly what I meant here. This one's a bit further along. I've had some actually done and dusted round on the other plots, so we're going to have a look at them in a minute, but the actual back steel is on, the universal beam, which is now being tacked in place, and that will carry the roof structure at the back. So actually, what I didn't click is these are going to go over, pick up the window corner, and then straight over the doors as well. So it's actually a tidy bit of work, but if we were waiting for Catnip to make these, it'd be weeks and weeks. They deliver it after the job was done, so luckily we've got talented people that can do talented things. So here you go, you can see exactly what I'm talking about. This one is done and dusted. It's just had a coat of red oxide, which will stop it from rusting essentially. We checked with the engineer, it doesn't need to be galvanised. He said just give it a coat of red oxide, and then if there's any sort of exposed steelwork, just touch it in to match the colour of your windows. But yeah, this one's ready to go. So we'll have to get this one jacked up and into place. Are you going to lift it on your own, Adam? Yeah. One hand? Yeah. Sound. So you can see now we've got a scaffold lift up in place, so the guys can then bring these up to wall plate, and then we can also use this scaffold to build the roof. It's going to be a flat roof with a GRP finish on. It's basically just a box on the back of the house, but what that does is enables the client to rework the layout to add extra bedrooms and make sure that the rooms are compliant, which also then maximises their investment and make sure that these properties are yielding as much as possible. But yeah, again, to our scaffold up, this is week 4 for us, don't forget. Scaffolding up, basically these boys will have this up to wall plate rapido, so this is a brilliant position to be in. Really pleased, and hopefully the weather will hold out for us, enable us just to really make some proper progress. So this one's pretty much the same as the other side, except we're a little bit further on. We've got the structural work done. You see the openings, the lintels are on. Them props can be taken away now, to be honest with you. Again, I probably spoke about this, it's a bit of a nothing point, but we own every single prop and every single strong boy that we've got, because I was sick of hiring things like this. I think we bought these, I think they were like 25 quid each, brand new. And you think about it, you probably cost you a couple of quid a day to hire them. In about 3 weeks, you pay for them. So we now allow for these at £2 a day or whatever the hire cost is on every job that will need them. So this probably single prop here and this strong boy has probably made us a couple hundred quid. I mean, we probably owned it for a few years, but what, we paid 25 quid for it. So why pay someone else to hire it when we can own it and make money off it for the rest of the time? We've got them, I think we own about nearly 100 props now, so makes sense. Tell you what, there's a lot of flies in here. Absolutely doing nothing because there's no window in. But here we go, another room which is exactly the same. You see, it's first fixed electrically. We've got the cutouts for the downlights in. Everything's first fixed here. Plasterers have done what they always do and plastered in the back boxes. It's ready to go. Just that window wall to be skimmed once the window goes in. But I love it, this is brilliant, honestly. It's hard to convey because you've got nothing to compare it to. But to be where we are now, first fixed and skimmed on the top floors in week 4 of a full refit of 4 houses to include 4 extensions with piling, is an amazing milestone. It's a great place to be. You think about it, in a week's time we could be painting here. They can look like finished rooms, which actually is what needs to happen. But yeah, I'm made up. So you know that saying you might have heard about a plasterer's radio, usually aimed at women. But this is actually a plasterer's radio. It's unbelievable. How is this still working? It is literally, it has been plastered, it's been skimmed, but it still works. Can't turn it up because we'll get a copyright infringement, but honestly, there's music. It's tuned in now to 105.4 FM, whatever that is. But yeah, unbelievable. Right.
This is an extraordinary story.
There you go, works. So here's another thing about us being self-sufficient. You see this here, this is hardcore, basically builder's waste from the knock-throughs that's come out of the jobs. We will basically take all the block and brick and bits of like rubble out of this now, back to the yard, get rid of all the plasterers bit and that kind of stuff, but we'll crush this, reuse it on our jobs. So again, it's another example of this company being completely self-sufficient. We're going to be cutting down on our waste disposal costs, but also removing a cost for hardcore, which we'd have to buy in otherwise. So I'm just going to carry on and have a look around the site. This week, the dig is away, so Dale, basically the most versatile man at 𝗕𝗕𝗓𝗓, has dropped into the yard because the grab and aggregate side has all of a sudden got really busy, probably because of the weather. So Dale is running the yard.
Hi guys, so another day at 𝗕𝗕𝗓𝗓. Every day is different. A lad not come in this morning, so I've had to go at the yard. So I'm at the yard, yeah. Sort out the grabs, loading them up, and just getting rid of our pile here. Just get it through the tumbler and get it all screened. Probably going to get some crushing done if I get some chance as well. But yeah, busy. You know, this is extra stuff added on to what I'm already doing. It's mental really, but you know, cracking on and getting it done. No messing about, just do. Like you come to work, don't you? So let's crack on and work. So you know, the busy keeps the day busy, keeps it going quick. You're busy, so yeah, let's do this.
Just let me know if you need any help, boys, yeah? You need any help? Good, good. See, delegation. That's what it's all about, good management. So this is mega. Basically, everything that I've visioned in my head is coming together. A site under pressure, smashing it out of the park for a long-standing client, but also our grabbing from our site and taking stuff away that we're going to process and reuse on our own jobs. It's literally all coming together, which I absolutely love. We're smashing it. Oh, what I've just seen in there should be illegal. Absolutely disgusting. So what we've got here is a little bit of a compound we've set up. This site's really nice in that it lends itself to that kind of setup. So we've got a site office and crew room there. We've got another container which we own, which we move from site to site, where we store some equipment. We've got it all Harris fence. We've got 2 toilets on the site actually. There's one there, and one there right behind me. That one needs scrapping, it's disgusting. But yeah, this is the perfect site. Sites like this don't come along that often because normally you're all crammed in, you've got traffic to worry about, but this is perfect. But yeah, I like it when we can set ourselves up properly. It keeps the guys happy, keeps the customer happy, and keeps the job moving along. So that's it for another episode of Every Trade Behind the Build. I love being on site. I don't get on site enough, and I love seeing all our vans out on site and our guys that have been with us for years, just literally smashing it out of the park. I respect them so much, and I also respect you guys for sticking with us on this journey. Thanks very much to Alex for smashing it out of the park on Sunday. Actually, the feedback was amazing. I feel a little bit threatened, so maybe I might need to take a back step and let Mr. Riddick take over, but no, that's just us. Basically, he is an oracle on the property side, and I love talking about the construction side. So together, we think this is good, nice, entertaining, and informative content. Come back on Sunday for another action-packed episode of Every Trade Behind the Build.